Hello everybody, and welcome back to the adventures of Dink, Smallwood. We have now crossed over the bridge to the western side of the map here. And what we need to do is go and find our aunt. That's sort of our next objective and kind of where we're at, but we don't need to rush to do that just yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to head north and pick up some stuff that can be found on this area of the map, because the area up here is nothing that we need to do for story or anything like that. So I think this is just kind of good to get out of the way right now. So if I go up north 3 screens from where I started, and I then go 1 screen west, we've got this area here with a ton of ducks and a very suspicious looking tree. So if we destroy the tree and we open up the chest, we'll get ourselves another golden heart, which will be our first upgrade. There's a lot of upgrades that we're going to be finding in the next little while. All of them are going to be very, very helpful, and I would 100% recommend taking the time to get the power-ups. It makes grinding and such just so much easier. We have these 2 trees on the riverbank, and if we destroy the northern one, we can get ourselves another life refill. And then here we've hit the Bjork Dam, and this serves absolutely no purpose. I've never found that this changes at any point in the game. It doesn't really do anything. It's just there for flavor. So now that I've hit sort of the most northern part of the screen, I'm going to just continue heading west. At some point in the game, we are actually going to go up on those cliffs that you can see above me. We've got a juicy defense potion just sitting there, taunting me. But unfortunately, I cannot grab that. Eventually, we're going to hit this house. And we'll want to go inside. It's abandoned. So they will not mind us taking their 200 gold, which is absolutely fantastic. That saves us a whole heap of time. We need 400 gold in order to buy a sword, and we've just gotten that much closer. If we go west 1 more screen from the house, we can pick ourselves up a magic potion. And that is pretty much all that's in this area. I'm gonna take the time to fight this Bonka. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because they usually tend to drop gold. Most of the enemies that we fought so far, the bug-looking things, don't usually drop anything aside from just some hearts. But the Bonkas and then some of the other enemies that we're going to come across do actually start to drop some money, thankfully, because we are going to need more and more and more money as time goes on. And if we keep heading south, we will eventually hit the castle. So this is Good Heart Castle, and eventually, once Dink gets his name out there and we do some good deeds across the land, we will be able to request an audience with the king. But unfortunately, we're just not there yet. We haven't done enough at this point. And from here, I can keep heading west. I'm actually going to kind of go north again and follow the top of the screen. I find this is just the best navigation-wise. And we will eventually hit this area here, and if we read the signpost, this has a magic seal on it. So unfortunately, right now, We can't go in here. If we try to, it's actually going to hurt us, which we don't want. But keep this location in mind because we will be back here later. So this is just, you know, northwest of the castle. And right now we're going to keep going, keep going, keep going until we get to the end of the trees. And we'll be able to find a chest hidden in the middle of the forest. And as you can see, it's pretty easy for me to just go in and grab this without actually fighting that bug. I do not recommend fighting it, especially without a sword. And that's a fantastic treasure to pick up. Don't forget to pick that up because that was a potion that actually increased all of our stats. So you can see now we're at 6 attack, 1 defense, and 3 magic. And I'm pretty sure that is it for this part of the map. We've pretty much cleared out this northern section here, kind of north of the castle is what I would call it. That's all the power-ups that we can get, all the stuff we can do here for now. So I'm gonna make my way back around the castle. And if we go back down the path, you can see we are right back where we started. So there's the bridge. And if we actually follow the path and we head south, we will hit the town of Terris. So this is where we need to go. This is where our aunt lives. She has invited us to come and live with her now that we are homeless. But before we go and talk to her, I have a few little areas to show off. We have a clinic finally, and the clinics are useful. You can come in here and get yourself healed for a low price. Or alternatively, you can buy a bottle of elixir for $25, which you can carry around in your inventory, and you can use it to heal yourself when you need it. Just for fun, there is also kind of like a little bulletin that you can read on the wall. The King's News. These usually talk about Milder and his adventures, being that he's sort of your rival. When we do something, sometimes there will be mention of us as well. So if we follow this building around, you can see there's a couple of stores. The next store is actually a weapon shop. So this is where we will be buying our first sword for 400 gold, you know, once we get there. And then finally on the end, we have ourselves the pub. So this is where we come to hear some gossip. We can talk to the barkeep, and he'll basically tell us that one of the villagers' little girls is missing. And that's sort of the quest that we need to complete in this town. That's sort of the objective that we need to eventually see through. This door up here is locked, and then aside from that, we just have a few houses, which I will go into later. Very, very small village, obviously bigger than where Dink grew up, but there's still not a whole lot here. So if we keep following the road and we go east down the path, this 2-story house here is actually where our aunt lives. Whoops. I accidentally punched the door instead of walking into it. Who the hell are you? I'm Dink Smallwood. I got a letter, and I ain't sent no letter to nobody no how. But get out of my house. Dink, you made it. Auntie Maria. What the? How do you know my wife? You two been cheating on me? This is my nephew from Stonebrook. He's gonna be staying with us for a while. Huh? Since when? God damn it. I prepared a room for you upstairs. Thanks. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just ask if you need anything. Well, thank you. Aunt Maria seems like a nice lady. Her husband, not so much. Kind of a douchebag. We can go upstairs to see our room. And really the only thing of notice up here is just that we have our own save point. How nice. And then once you go downstairs, we're gonna see a very, very, awful example of spousal abuse here. He is absolutely just beating on your aunt. This guy is, the king of gaslighting. Practically just made of red flags. He's really something else. I saw Jack hit you. You did? Why don't you leave him now, tonight? I'm afraid of him. He would find me. Maybe I'll just have to do something about it myself. Be careful, he's very strong. He ain't nothing, just you watch. Yeah. Our house here doesn't really serve much of a purpose. I mean, it's really nice that our aunt has given us a place to stay, but aside from the save point in here, there's really nothing that we can do here. We can go after Jack if we want to, but that won't be until later. We are way too weak to try and beat the crap out of her super strong husband. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we just kind of have to leave our aunt here at the mercy of her horrible husband. This house here is completely empty and vacant. There's nothing we can do there. And then over here a little bit further east is a bridge to Windermere Village, but unfortunately the bridge is out. We have to do quite a bit of adventuring before we can go to Windermere, but I just thought I would show that off so that we can remember to come back to it later. If we go south a couple of screens from where the bridge is, I'm actually going to go around and grab that magic potion that you see there. That is possible for us to get, it just requires a little bit of walking. Just kind of have to go the long way around. But it is worth beefing up your magic. And we'll want to get it up to 5. And the reason we need 5 is because that actually is a requirement for something in the story. I will come back down here later. You can see there's lots of enemies to fight. There are some more things to grab. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and enter this house, which is just kind of west of the pub, and talk to this lady. So this is Nadine. And this was the lady that they mentioned in the pub as missing her daughter. Why are the townspeople forming a search party? They don't care. We're poor. Oh man. That hits way too close to reality, doesn't it? We better not be rude to her. I think that's a little insensitive, seeing as how her child is missing. So why don't we offer to find her daughter for her? Nadine, I care nothing about your personal finance. I will help you. You will? Of course. What was the dear thing's name? Mary. Her name was Mary. Do you have any idea of who may have taken her? No, I don't. Well, damn. As if it would be that easy, Dink. Come on, if you're gonna be an adventurer and a hero, you gotta make a little bit of effort, buddy. And at this point, that's pretty much all we've been able to gather for the story, but it's kind of all you need. There's a few other things that I can kind of go over just location-wise if we keep following the road. So if we go south from here and we kind of just stay on the path and we keep following the road, it's a bit of a walk, but you can see that there is an area here blocked by a bunch of rocks. And this is Kernson, which is closed until preparations are complete. I don't know why you would block your entire city with boulders. Interesting design choice, but there's that. And then there are quite a few other things to pick up if I continue onwards and kind of keep going south of the path here. So that's probably what I will do next time. I'm also going to do a little bit of grinding. My level needs to be a little bit higher, I think, to go into the next area. But grinding can be pretty tedious, so that is probably something I will do off screen. I will return in the next episode and we will continue on. We're going to try and find Nadine's daughter and level ourselves up in the process. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.